Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. So welcome back to a league discussion, and this is kind of like a hybrid league discussion. It's going to be kind of like a league discussion and a Q&A that was mixed into one. Reason for it is I'm not going to spend too much time on each topic like I normally do for a league discussion. I'll bounce around a few topics, and I will say there is going to be especially one very controversial topic at the beginning of this video, and the reason why I'm okay with doing it on my channel is because... Sorry, I've got hiccups. We've done controversial topics in the past, and I've actually been very happy with how my audience has taken it and had good discussions and productive about it. If I was, if I was somebody who had a toxic community, no way I would touch this topic. But I trust you guys just to be kind of calm and talk about it and give your honest opinions and maybe learn from each other. Because like what my opinion is maybe different to a lot of you, and that's kind of what we can kind of bounce off each other, and that's how you progress. That's the way to do it, right? It's not just banning people and muting people instantly who have a completely different opinion to you about social norms. It's about kind of progressing together. So that's one topic we're going to cover, and the rest of them I'm sure are going to be much light-hearted, which will be great. So let's just get through the controversial topic. By the way, there should be a gameplay in the background, hopefully, if I had some spare. But let's get the controversial topic out the way, shall we? So the controversial topic itself was about the recent PAX decision that Riot made, or at least a PR team that Riot hired made, about banning men from a panel or two at the convention. So it's been a very blown out topic. I will say that Riot now, and Riot at the moment, dude, they must be in full like panic mode because, recently they've had all the things internally about their own workforce, kind of being harassing and, excluding people from opportunity and stuff like that. Like, it's been really bad, and that's been reported, and someone even head up who used to be in interviews with, and meetings with Brandon Beck and all that, one of those guys left and did a full interview. So it's been very rough for Riot about that, and I do hope they get better. From my understanding, and again, I have spoken to a couple of people here and there, it does seem, and again, this is where I'm going to start giving my opinion, it does seem they've gone from one kind of extreme, and I will say the vast majority of writers I've even asked about this have never experienced any of this type of behavior. So I don't know if it was just in like one office, was it like the Santa Monica office? I don't know, but the offices of people I know, they've never really dealt with this type of thing. So that's just one thing to say. But basically, it does seem they've kind of gone from, one extreme of kind of going, these people didn't get great opportunities, to now, like, we have to give them all the opportunities. Like, again, I have been told, again, I don't want to say it's 100% confirmed, but I've been told that they've hired, like, a PR team that is very, I don't want to say the word feminist, but very female-focused, let's say. And, again, in my opinion, this is where, again, my opinion, if you want to make stuff equal and equality, and again, that's where I'd never call myself a feminist because I think the word's been warped, but I believe that everybody should be equal no matter what race you are, no matter what color you are, gender, orientation of who you like. Don't really care any about that. Like, I never will. I care about the character of the quality of your character and the choices that you make. Those are what are important to me. And it seems that has gone completely out the window. So instead of kind of making it better by being equal, they seem to be making it better by empowering one group. And that's what a lot of people who are protecting and defending what happened was basically going, these people got harassed or whatever, which sucks. They need to be empowered more than, I guess, men. This is where I have a problem with it because that's not equality. If you are somebody that does call yourself a feminist, the definition of it early, and I've done a lot of research into it because I am generally interested, the whole movement was founded about just being equal. Banning one type of person for the sake of another isn't equal. There's been a lot of times in history that we'd call that segregation. And what I'd say, obviously, it's not that extreme, but yes, it sucks that there has been these stories recently in Riot that people have not been given opportunities or whatever. But in my opinion, there hasn't been a flat-out denial of a type of person. So there has been these stories, but there wasn't like a sign on a door at a meeting at Riot, when they were making these choices going, no women allowed in this meeting. There wasn't, you're applying for a job at Riot. It doesn't say men only. That doesn't exist. That would be terrible, and that should never be a thing. But that's now what's happened in reverse, is that to help the women and to feel empowered, they are now denying a whole other group of people. And that's all I have. And I will say, the one thing that I would have, if I was in their position of like, what should we do? This is the way that they should have done it, in my opinion, is that you title a panel League of Legends or whatever panel it was for women or for whoever. Just call it that. And I'm going to be honest with you, most dudes, I don't even think would have an issue with that. If it's a target, or another argument I've seen is it was a panel for a target audience. That's fine. But don't flat out ban people from going, because some people want to go to like all the panels that they can. And when you're actually physically denying somebody from something when they hadn't had a choice in what they have themselves, I think that's where it gets a little bit iffy. So personally, just to summarize, I don't want to spend too long on it, it sucks the situation that we're in, but it does seem it's going from a kind of one extreme to another instead of just going be like down the middle. I personally think if people want to achieve the things that they want to, and they are true to their word and they want equality, that isn't equality. Equality would be we're having a panel for everybody. Everybody's invited. We don't care who you are, what you are, whoever, because that's not important. Like, again, I've actually said it for ages. In you guys in America call them resumes. In Britain and I think Europe you call them CVs. When you're applying to a job that has all your qualifications, says who you are, I actually think your gender and race should be off those. And I think if you I know some people say it's easier to say this as a white man, but if you truly want equality and all this type of thing, there should not be any quotas of hiring. There should be nothing of this stuff, because again, that's not equality. That's forced. That's stuff being forced. So I don't know. That's my opinion on it. I know there's people going to be disagreeing with me. Again, I'm never going to rant and rave about it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And again, that's probably why this is blown out of proportion, is there's a lot of people with a lot of spare time who probably care too much. And one thing, finally, that I'll say about the topic is Riot as a company is going through the wars at the moment. The least thing that they need is especially two or three of their employees, basically, like, being toxic to the community back. One of them, or actually two of them, one of them especially is known to be an extreme type of her person, and I can put it this way, I don't really block people on Twitter. I've never interacted with her. I have blocked her on Twitter just so I never see anything that she says. I just physically just don't want anything to do with her. When she's cast stuff in Worlds, I turn off the stream. I just don't like her. The other guy is actually very high up in Riot as a designer or something like that, and he needs to just be off Twitter. Like, you can draw some comparisons between somebody that I think he actually hates a lot to himself. It's giving Riot a really, like, more of a headache, because before, in my opinion, they had it from one side and the community was very, very hard on Riot, going, it's not right being, sexist and being anti anybody in your organization. And that's what the Riot community said. That's what the League of Legends community said. It was like, that's not right. Riot, you need to do better. And then the exact same thing happens, but now to men, and that's what people have just kept saying. They haven't changed their story, but now people are defending, going, no, it's fine because it's against men. Again, that's where I get a bit confused. If you have a different opinion, maybe you can leave it down below, but that's just where I come from. Is it just kind of seems the same thing to me, but more obvious. There's literally a sign on the door saying you're not allowed in, and they're saying that that's okay. I don't get it. That's just me. Anyway, let's go on to some more light-hearted topics. Someone's asking, not sure if this would be considered a topic, but do I think I'll actually reach Master this season? If not, why not? Depends. We are climbing again, which is awesome. I don't want to give too much away, because obviously there's a few more episodes of Climb to Master for you guys to watch that I've already recorded. But no, it's going well. I actually feel better, in a better mood while playing, and I think that's due to two things. One, the holiday, and second, the meta has improved. Again, I don't mind admitting it. The reason why I'll never admit it fully while it's in the moment is because I don't want to tell my audience I'm hating playing the game. That's a terrible thing to tell your audience. People are going to turn off if they know, oh god, Huzz isn't actually enjoying himself. I'm going to wait a while until he may be back. So basically I was trying to not put on an act, but you could tell I wasn't in a very good mood. And hopefully in recent videos you've been able to tell I'm in a better mood. Because the meta's better. I hated the AP bot lane meta. I just thought it was way too gimmicky. And obviously that's still around a little bit, but far less than what it was. So yeah, no, it's going good. We've got, another 2 or so months until the season ends. Do I think I'll get Master? Probably, if I'm honest with myself, probably not, unless something goes nuts and I play a lot more than I am now. Unless I just get the bug to play like 5 games a day every day, which I don't know if I'm going to. And I keep to the champion pool that I'm designing at the moment. That's obviously been an issue with my channel, is that a lot of people in the comments, and I will say it's very flattering, and thank you very much if you do agree with it, of saying, damn, Huzz could be a challenger player if. There's always an if, but if. Do I believe that I could? Yes, I do, and it is a lot to those ifs. Huzz could be a challenger player if he kept to that champion pool. Huzz could be a challenger player if he played more games. So, yeah, there's a few of those, but, you know, am I going to do those ifs? That's the problem. I don't know. But, yeah, potentially. Right, next one. How would you try to make a toxic player realize they're toxic? I think most toxic people know they're toxic, to be honest. I would I don't think it this is where, again, if you've been toxic and it was a surprise to you if you've got banned, I guess this is what would be interesting, because I would think it isn't a surprise to most toxic players that they got banned or chat restricted. I would think, but I guess there must be a few. Like, there are definitely, okay, what I would grant you, there are definitely toxic people that believe that they are helping people by, like, bashing their build in game or trying to teach them. Don't do that, by the way, because it's pointless. Again, a lot of people have asked me that. You know, Huzz, you're saying in a commentary what you need to do to win the game. Why don't you type to that team? Why don't you type that to your team? It's pointless. People aren't in game to actually learn from the same people in their same rating. Focus on your own game rather than others. And again, in a commentary, I can focus on everybody because it's just a commentary. But in typing, it's really pointless to talk to other people in that regard. So do I think how would a toxic again, this is where I might be naive, because I would imagine most would know that they're toxic personally, and I don't see how they wouldn't. I don't know. Next one is, would it be a good idea if the event that lets you get one skin... Wait, what? Would it be a good idea to have an event, there we go, that lets you get one skin? You can choose any skin you like, even King Rammus, Human Rise, etc. Within reason, I don't think those skins should be ever brought back. If they wanted to bring those back, they should do what they've done recently of, like, you know, they brought back Championship Riven, but a brand new version. They brought back Pack Severe, but a brand new version. So, like me, who owns Pack Severe, the original, I have both Pack Severe and Neo Pack Severe, so I can still use the original skin and be happy that it's very rare and no one else can have it anymore. But if people like that skin, well, they can get a very similar skin as Neo Packs. I think that's what they would do if, in regards to those skins. Like, if they were doing King Rammus, they would do, you know, Queen Rammus. I don't know. Like, you know, it should be something different. Because you should still, in my opinion, those skins are very rare and you should maintain their rarity. And obviously they didn't do that with Medieval Twitch and Grey Warwick. Those two used to be one of the rarest skins in the game, and they gave them now as honor rewards. I think that was a mistake, personally. I think they actually should have built, like, honorable... You know, even though I don't like the champion, what champion would you imagine to be honorable? Garen. Make a skin called Honorable Garen and give that for a level 5 reward. You can do that with a bunch of champions. It would probably be mainly Demacia, but you know what I mean? Like, that would probably be a better fit. But do I think it's an event that you know, you're given skins? Well, you kind of are indirectly. Like, a lot of these events that Riot do, you know, you get chests and keys just by taking it apart. And within, well, one of those events, you can probably get 3 skin shards and you get skins for free. So they already do quite a lot in that regard. Again, remember, League of Legends is a free game. Riot have no obligation to give you any more free stuff than the game itself. But they do that a bit. So I don't think they should do in 100% they should do an event that you can just choose a skin. I've said, instead of, like, you know, we all, I hope, know that Champion Mastery is worthless, or Honor is basically worthless, because if you just don't type, you'll get Honor level 5. It'd be kind of cool that you'd get more of a specialized reward for you. So, for example, let's say they did a lot better with the Champion Mastery system, and let's say there's up to Mastery level 7 at the moment, but let's say they introduce a new system that for Mastery level 8, you need to be a platinum player with playing that champion, because again, if you're supposedly mastering a champion, you should be high rating, right? Because you can climb with every champion in the game. So let's say Mastery level 8, you have to be platinum and play that champion. Mastery level 9, you have to be diamond and you play that champion, and you know, etc, etc. be kind of cool if you reach the highest mastery level, and let's say it is Diamond, because that is the top 1% of the game, so there's not many Master and Challenger players. Hey, you got mastery level 10 by getting Diamond or whatever, choose a skin for your champion. If you don't own a skin, like say you are a, I don't know, a Wukong main, and you're in Diamond, you're a Wukong main, and you get the highest mastery level now, pick a skin for Wukong that you don't own. That'd be kind of cool. And maybe it even has like a gold border around it so people know that's the skin you chose for getting the highest mastery level. To me, that would be better. Or, you know, on a level 5, you're not toxic, or at least you don't type in chat, so you're not a negative influence to the game of League of Legends. Hey, pick a skin for a champion you play. I think that would be better, because that's actually rewarding for people who actually are playing the game and stuff like that. So I think that would be better. Again, I will say, hopefully the discussion, and I'll just say again, hopefully the discussion about the recent events with all that will be good in the comment section. And the reason I'm bringing that up again is when I put the message about like, hey guys, give me topics in the Discord. Yeah, the majority of people want me to talk about that. So we already have. So yeah, hopefully it's just becoming a good discussion again. I'm always open to learning. And like I said earlier, to me, it just kind of seems the same thing that people are complaining about, but just done the other way. And now some people are protecting it, going, no, it's not bad because it's against men. To me, that just seems really counterproductive. But anyway. Someone's saying, and again, further adding to the Riot problem, and a lot of it is about Riot, has the toxic nature of League contributed to the toxic workplace that is Riot? Again, don't blow it out of proportion. I just want to say that right now, again, from the people I've spoken to, none of them experienced anything. And I do trust what they're telling me. So I don't know if it was just one office and, you know, very few individuals who were bad. You know, don't blow it out. Riot as a whole is still a great place to work in. And even the guy, the community even made a post about him called Riot Cactopus or something like that. He used to be the guy that used to go on Reddit and calm situations down. He left Riot, but actually came back 3 weeks ago because when these type of drama situations happened, he was very good at dealing with them. And someone made a thread going, I miss him because he would have helped. And he said, you know, I'm back at Riot and there are crazy cool things to come. And he goes, I know it's a weird time to say that, but things are looking a lot better. And I think he used some of analogy that he's like, Riot, it feels like a kind of like a Pokemon evolving. That, you know, before, yes, it kind of had big problems and it wasn't reaching its limit, but now it's kind of evolving past the issues that it had. And I will say this type of pack situation, that's definitely a big hiccup because, again, what I'm about to say might be controversial, but when you're purposely denying something from probably the vast majority of the player base, that probably isn't a very good angle to go with. Because the vast majority of the player base is probably male. And I guess every male just kind of got a big slap in the face, kind of going, just because you're male, you can't do this. And again, this is where the argument lies, where before there was never a physical barrier stopping the opposite. You know, there may have been some barriers, but there wasn't a physical barrier going, no women, no middle ground. That didn't exist. That it just happened because of just some scumbag individuals, where this is a physical barrier to make it better for the other side. Again, it's hard to make sense of the situation, I'm going to be honest. But does the toxic league nature affect it? I'd say yes and no, because again, what you've got to think, and I know every Riot employee plays League of Legends. Partially, I think they're obligated to. I think, if I'm not mistaken, every Riot employee, 1 slot per week has to go play League in the office or something like that. So every Rioter is a League player. And if you take the statistics of how many people are toxic in League, that is going to probably rub into Riot a bit, you know. If let's say 20% of the League of Legends community are toxic, and let's be honest, it's probably more than that, but let's just go on the low end. And let's say a lot of the Rioters want to have high, you know, or like high morals or morals. Let's say 5% of the Riot people who play the game are toxic. Hell, even 1%. Well, they hire thousands of people nowadays, so that would still be a couple hundred people, like, or, you know, 50 people that could be really toxic who work for Riot. All it takes to ruin a company's reputation is 50 people. That's all it takes is one, let's be real. So, am I surprised? No. But, you know, it should have been something that was dealt with a while ago. So yeah. Right, let's do a couple more. Do I think Riot should release champions at a more frequent rate? No. I actually think, and I've said this before, so some people may be like, this is a repeat. I think they should go for a whole year without releasing any new champions, and do purely reworks. So for 2019, if I was in control, I'd be like, no new champions, we're just doing reworks of the old unhealthy champions. So that's what I'd personally do, because, you know, League now has 142, 143 characters. Name me another game that's got that many characters. You know, that's a lot. And eventually that has to stop. Like, maybe Riot are planning, okay, when we get to 150, we're going to just do reworks for a while, but I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff. And also, the more champions you got, the harder it is to come up with ideas. So, yeah. Bum, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum. One last question. We'll try to get one nice. Someone's just saying, and again, it's a topic that I've spoken about recently. Do I think the Riot designer Certainty T should make new champions and reworks? Personally, no. But a lot of people probably will say yes. So the champions he's made are Yasuo, Zoe, the rework to Kali, Darius, Thresh, and the rework of Warwick. So I've said it forever, and again, I mean no disrespect to the guy. I don't even know what he looks like. I know nothing about him. I just don't personally think he's a very good fit for League in terms of champion design. I'm sure he's a very skilled, talented worker, but his ethic of building a champion on the vast majority is, I'm designing it for the person playing the champion, not for League of Legends as a whole. Where if you look at League of Legends as a whole on the other champions, a lot of them just blend into the game really nicely, and that's about it. His champions, time and time again, come up in controversial issues. You know, a lot of them have toxic player bases on them. And I don't think that's a coincidence. So, just the first three, Yasuo, Zoe, and rework to Kali, are all very controversial for their own reasons. Zoe, because she's RNG and just oppressive to play against. Akali, her damage is insane, with having a mechanic that can make her just disappear and there's nothing you can do about it. And then Yasuo, you know, the stereotypical Yasuo that goes 1 and 8 because of his kit is, you know, basically all in or nothing. So those three, there's definitely issues with those. You could also argue, you could add Darius to that. And again, even though I'm a personal fan of Darius, I do argue I don't think he's perfectly healthy. You know, he's got true damage, he's got, you know, dots like crazy, he's got a gap close dragging people in. So I do think there is a, you know, he's not the most healthy champion in the game. Thresh, not as bad, but still has his issues. And then I think Warwick is by far, his reworked Warwick is by far his best work. And I'm guessing it's because he was, no pun intended, but more on a leash when it came to the reworked Warwick. Is that, you know, with the Akali, Riot may have gone, do anything you want, just make her an AP assassin. With Warwick, they may have gone, okay, we want him to be similar to what he is now, so he may have been held in a box more. And yeah, the reworked Warwick was very successful. Do I think he should be doing more stuff? Personally, no, because I think he'll just continue making more controversial stuff and splitting the community like some of them has. And again, I've said it before, I do think he's a very talented designer. I just don't think League of Legends necessarily is a great fit for him. I think he'd be fantastic as a single-player game designer. If it was a single-player game where he's just making his own characters for you to play, amazing. He'd probably be one of the best designers that people can bring up. But this isn't a single-player game. This is a team-player game with a 5v5 element. There are other players too. So I think that's where the issue lies. So that's my personal opinion on him. Again, if this is where I probably differ, and we can bring this into the Riot topic. I'm the type of person that I would love to sit down with that guy for half an hour and just talk and just see his reasonings behind things and help me learn and help me kind of recently. And again, you guys, I hope you know me. And again, if anything I've said you disagree with in this whole episode, and obviously one main topic about it, and I hope you genuinely just try to put rational things in the comment section, because that's what I do. You know, I hated the champion the rank changes for next season. So guess what I did? I contacted the guy ahead at Riot Ranked, and I had an hour or whatever conversation with him. That's what I've always done. I have conversations with people who may have different opinions to me. And again, sure, some people go, "Oh, Huz, but you ban people on Twitch or you mute people in game." When it's respectful and you both know what you're getting out of it, yeah, no, I'm always up for it. I used to be on a debate team. But when it's like, just trolling people in Twitch chat or in game is just pure toxicity, yeah, I don't have time for that. But when it's like an adult setting and both people aren't trying to insult each other and they're just both trying to bounce off each other and give their opinions in a valid way, I think that's what you got to do to progress down the line. And again, I will say, as somebody who is pretty much like the most boring white dude male you can get, I'm white, I'm straight, I'm normal, I'd say, in most categories. I'm probably slightly overweight and maybe I'm a bit shorter than normal. I'm not going to go and say, "Oh, where's my panel for short white dudes that are a little bit chubby?" It's silly. Like, I'd never want that because why would I? But that's my point, is that I don't care about people being separated into boxes because I don't think they should be. I think everybody should just be whoever they want to be and nobody should care. And separating people because of those things is ridiculous in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. And I'm actually very interested to see how this video does. Part of me is a bit nervous of uploading it, but I don't think I said anything that would offend. And if I did, educate me, I guess. Again, I'm not the most educated in this topic. I have been more educated, I will say, than I have in the past. Because one of my friends, a few years ago, he came out gay. I had no interaction ever with gay people. Ever. And he was pretty much the first person I ever interacted with that came out gay. And guess what? He's still my friend. He's still the normal dude that I talk to pretty much every single day because I don't really care. So, yeah. So maybe I'm a bit naive in the topic, but I don't think so because I just don't think the solution to not including people is just not including a different group of people. I just don't think that's the answer, personally. But that's just me. That's my opinion. And if you agree with it, great. If you don't, let me know. And if you do agree with it, put it in the comments too, I guess. But yeah, that's going to be it. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. And hopefully the conversation will be good down below. And again, I will be moderating it. If you're just there to spout hatred, and by the way, either side, if either side is just spouting hatred, that won't be seen for very long. But either side, you have a platform to hopefully be respectful to another. Anyway, adios, amigos.